This is the Talisman 2 series. The story is by Tammy Reese-Frankfurt and the illustrations are by Drew Wilson. Book 1 is called Reunited. We can see the map up the top with Zach's village. And then they travel all along here to the dark forest. And they keep going through the wild mountains. Keep traveling around this way. There's a beware sign, so something dangerous must happen there. And past Ash Mountain, Volcano Island. And right at the end is the Dark Master's Forge. Oh. Words for your reading practice. And the contents. Chapter 1, You Must Resume the Quest, is on page number 1. Chapter 2, Useless Junk, is on page number 4. Chapter 3, The Mule, is on page number 7. Chapter 4, Zach Sets Off, is on page 8. And Chapter 5, Mim to the Rescue, is on page 10. There's some new vocabulary for this book. Chapter 1, You Must Resume the Quest. Zach lay restless in his bed. He could not sleep. Tomorrow I will be 14. I wonder what the next year will bring. He mused about his future. He felt weary, but his body refused to sleep. Suddenly, the old woman appeared to Zach. He knew he was not dreaming. "Zach," she called out to him, "you must resume the quest." "Why?" Zach asked. "The Dark Master is furious," she continued. "He is making a brand new talisman for himself. It will be truly powerful. We must unite to fight him," she said. "He will mint the new talisman from metal. You must travel to Volcano Island and stop him. The Dark Master will be able to change into any evil being. Humankind is at risk." Chapter 2, Useless Junk. The next day, Zach told Grandpa about the old lady. "You must save mankind," Grandpa said. "I refuse to go," Zach cried. "You must," Grandpa said sadly. "This is a futile quest," Zach cried. "How can I defeat the Dark Master with this? The talisman is all used up." He hurled the talisman at the wall. It shattered and fell to the floor in pieces. "What have you done?" Grandpa cried out in horror. "Now there is no hope at all." Zach was furious with himself. He sank to his knees in despair. Then, a few of the broken pieces began to glow. They fused into a new talisman. Zach showed Mim the new talisman. "I assume I will be coming?" she asked. "It would be useful if you stayed to protect Grandpa from the Dark Master," Zach said. Mim did not argue. "This is a map of Volcano Island," said Grandpa. "There are a few old yew trees here. Use them if you need shelter." Chapter 3, The Mule. When Grandpa got back from the market, he had a mule walking behind him. It looked starved and abused. Mim scrubbed him down and gave him some food. The mule consumed it hungrily. Chapter 4, Zach Sets Off. The next day, Zach set off. Grandpa had packed the mule with food and fuel.
"Wish us good luck,"
Grandpa wept. He watched Zack until he was out of view. Zack stopped to rest under the old yew trees. The new talisman hung heavily around his neck. He took it off and hung it on a branch. Zack used sticks for fuel. He sat by the fire and fell asleep. When he woke the next morning, the talisman had gone. Zack began to panic. How could he have been so careless and stupid? Chapter 5. Mim to the rescue. The quest was over. He might as well go back to the village. The mule refused to move. Zack jumped onto the mule and spurred him on. "Stupid beast!" he hissed. The mule bucked and Zack flew off, crash, right into a trap. Zack looked up from the pit, helpless and fuming. "Is this what you are looking for?" Zack saw a hand dangling the talisman above his head. "Shall I rescue you?" said Mim, as she dropped the talisman into his hand. Quick as a flash, Zack turned into a lynx. The lynx leapt out of the trap in one jump. The mule looked on, very confused. "Admit it," Mim teased. "You had to be rescued from that pit." "Did you leave Grandpa on his own?" Zack asked. "He insisted," said Mim. "He said I would be more useful here with you." Zack knew that Grandpa was right. The end.